Joe Bettner of the Norman Transcript, and then Ryan Aber.
Cool.
Joe?
Hey, DeShaun, I'm just curious with kind of some of the disruptions you guys have had with fall camp. What's this been like for you all as far as staying focused on what's ahead, knowing that the season could get pushed back or canceled pretty much at any time?
Yeah. Personally, I say it's pretty difficult. It is hard to, commit yourself to something that you don't know whether or not it's going to happen. But I think our mindset as a team every day going into practice is just like today is another opportunity to get better, and heck, we're going to be this many days better as a football player, personally, individually, and as a team than a lot of teams in the country, whether we play now or whether we play later. So, yeah, I think that's the way most of the guys look at it.
Okay, Ryan Aber of the Oklahoman, and Eric Bailey.
Yeah, DeShaun, Alex Grinch talked about the other day about the scrimmage and the problems tackling. How big of a challenge has that been preparing for a season, given that you didn't have the level of physicality in the spring, summer, and even early in camp than y'all normally would, and how could that affect things here early in the season?
I think it's definitely a problem that we have to circle right now, something that we need to take a lot more serious. But I think that just going through the beginning of fall camp and, like you said, not having the opportunity to get physical in the spring, we really haven't done a lot of tackling, full-on tackling, trying to take care of each other up until the scrimmage. So it was one of those things. This was our first time tackling in a long, long time. So I expected a lot of I won't say I expected a lot of missed tackles, but I didn't expect the tackling to be perfect. I think it's one of those things that we definitely got to key in on, and it definitely has to improve before September 12th.
Okay, Eric Bailey of the Tulsa World, and then Jason Kersey. Eric?
DeShaun, I was going to ask you just how disciplined have the coaches asked you as players to be in terms of being careful with this virus? And then also for the community, just what would your message to the community to be in trying to get the numbers down?
Yeah, very disciplined, very disciplined. I mean, if you have your mask down for more than 2 seconds, like somebody's gonna tell you to pull your mask up. They've been on it hard, and it's one of those things. Like I know even the players, we can get like, all right, like pull your mask up, but it's one of those things. Like we want to play. This is one of those things. This is just the circumstance. This is just the obstacle that we have to get over. It's one of those things like at the end of the day, do we want to be people that allowed a mask to keep us from playing the game we love? So that's how I see it. My message would definitely be to the community is just wear your mask, self-distance, just be safe, anything to help us play this season. I think that personally, I feel like there's a lot on the line, especially with just, how much time we put into it. The guys that, we put into it. There's just so much we put into it. It's just one of those things. Like, it would be really easy if we could be, everyone in the community and everything, and everyone did things the way we did. But unfortunately, that's not the thing. But like I said, I would definitely say wear your mask.
Okay, let's go to Jason Kersey of The Athletic, and then John Hoover.
Hey, DeShaun, I know injuries are always kind of part of the game and are always difficult, but when you see a bunch of guys go down, especially a guy like Caleb Kelly, in addition to all the uncertainty that's going on, has that been difficult for you guys as players, and how have you kind of fought?
Yeah. It's definitely been difficult. We've had, some player meetings, some team meetings, just talk through with Coach Riley with stuff like that. It was one of those things where it was difficult for us as a team at one point, but we came together as a team and we said that this is what we wanted to do, and if this is the way we're going to do it, then there's going to be sacrifices either if we go this way or that way, so we have to accept some of those sacrifices. Obviously, very torn about Caleb, like my best friend, my brother, hands down. But it's one of those things like, this is what we said we wanted to do, so we've got to accept it, keep rolling. And then it's one of those things like we've got to honor him. We can't, that's why I think that, just having the community wear masks and stuff is so important, so.
Thanks, DeShaun.
Okay, John Hoover of SI Sooners, and then Kerry Murdoch. John?
Hey, DeShaun, appreciate your time. So I'm wondering if you guys can maybe illustrate for me some differences in year one under Alex Grinch, the speed D, trying to learn the playbook and trying to learn the calls and trying to learn his expectations. And then where you guys are at this year with year two and how much more comfortable you are.
Yeah, well, I'll speak personally. Year one just felt like a lot of, just like make sure you get your job done, Like if you're supposed to be in the C gap, be in the C gap when you're supposed to be in the C gap. If you're supposed to spill the guard when you're supposed to spill the guard. But I feel personally a lot this year that it's like, I feel like I'm sort of gaining my personality as a player and who I am and things that I'm really good at and stuff like that. So it's not just about, being in your gap. It's about being in your gap and being in the backfield 2 yards, ready to make a play and stuff like that. So I think that just that shift of mindset across the board on defense from the guys returning has been outstanding. There's guys popping up just making plays, and guys are so hungry to make plays, and then when one person makes a play, it's just like a wildfire. Like, I can't let him be the only guy that makes a play. Like, it's my turn now. So I think that that's probably the thing I've been most impressed with for us as a defense is just our level of, just wanting to make a play and not just focused on just doing your job anymore.
Does everything seem more second nature now?
Yeah, most definitely. Don't have to think about, pre-snap, okay, which gap. It's like, I'm this gap, now let's play,
Thanks.
Okay, Kerry Murdoch with Sooner Scoop and Sports Animal, and then Brandon Drum.
Hey, DeShaun, did you feel like that there had to be some type of a reset when you guys came back? And the reason I asked that is I have to imagine a lot of guys, when you got that week off, might have heard about the Big Ten possibly canceling, the Pac-12 canceling. Like, did you guys kind of almost leave that break thinking football might be canceled when we come back? Did you need that reset to kind of say to yourselves, okay, there's really going to be a season now?
I would say it helped, yeah, but I definitely think that going into that break, we all sort of knew that there was a chance. Even still now, we know that there's still a chance that things will go through. But like I said, it's one of those things, like, we've committed to playing now, and so that's what we expect, and that's what we're going to push forward to do. So if they do push off the season, then it'll suck, but we're prepared for now.
I'm sorry. Did you feel, though, that made a difference that the Big 12 voted, like, we're going to move forward with everybody on the team? Like, okay, now we really know the possibility is there for a season?
I don't know, to be honest. It's kind of hard to answer.
I appreciate it.
Okay, we'll go to Brandon Drum with OU Insider, and then Bob Crispillo.
Hey, DeShaun, appreciate that. Appreciate you doing this. Learning from K9 last year, can you kind of walk us through everything that we're in the past couple of years? As for you being a leader, a vocal guy on the team now, not just, I guess, your overall play and doing as, people fall on your play, but also your voice. Can you walk, like, everything that he kind of taught you through the past couple of years and kind of the things that you've taken from him and put into your game and into, I guess, your everyday practice habits and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, well, I learned a lot of things from that guy. But I think that one of the things, probably one of the most important things, is just how to be a professional and how to be that guy, because if you want to be that dude on the defense, like, it comes with, a lot of goods and bads. And I think that just watching him be a player of that level and just, like, have the want to lead the defense, I think that really stood out to me as something that I needed to grow in, So I always knew that I was talented. I always knew that I'd figured it out. Now that I feel like I figured it out to a level to where I could be very productive, now it's about bringing other guys along with me, So every time I'm on the field, it's like our play needs to be to this level, and I need to be the one that holds our play to this level. And so I think that that's definitely one of the biggest things I learned from him. I can go on, on and on about it, but that's definitely the biggest thing.
Okay, let's go to Bob Brisbillo with Sooner Scoop and then Joe Bettner.
DeShaun, Caleb goes out, and David Agwebu moves inside. What have been your early thoughts about what he's been able to do in that spot?
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's doing really well. He's got size. He moves better than a lot of people probably give him credit for. I tell him that all the time, but no, he moves well. He's doing really good. He has a lot of production. He's one of those guys that I feel like we've got to find him a spot, because he's just that good. And he can play so many different positions well. I'm excited for him to be inside. Like I said, he's making plays. He's flying around. He's picking it up really fast, too. So definitely shout out to him. I'm excited for him, though. I think it'll be a good thing for him.
Okay, we'll go back to Joe Bettner, and then we'll go to Garrett Eby. Joe?
Hey, DeShaun, I was curious, a few weeks back when all of the players were tweeting #WeWantToPlay, you were one of those OU guys that went vocal and, tweeted something along those lines. Curious what that night was like for you all as a team, and what, if there was anything, went into your decision to tweet something like that, to be public with that?
I think it was all mostly an individual thing. We had got out of camp that day and sort of seen everything sort of get on Twitter and just the way things were going. And it was one of those things I wanted my voice to be known that I wanted to play, And I think that it was one of those things not everybody's on the same page, but everybody respected each other's decisions. So, yeah, that's what it is.
Thanks.
Okay, Garrett Eby of the Tulsa World.
DeShaun, when the George Floyd incident occurred, I know a lot of you guys got pretty active on social media in response. Justin and Chance being, I think, most obvious in terms of your defense. You've had things come up since then with regard to getting back to football and dealing with the virus. I'm just curious if those conversations about, racial and social justice are still happening among you guys, and how important that continues to be as you move toward an actual season.
Yeah, most definitely. Coach Riley started a task force on our team, so those are the guys that really focus in on that. I'm not on that task force, but just whenever they I think we get weekly updates. Every time they update us, it's just mind blowing, the things that they're going to do. Just guys my age are just so advanced, Chance, Sylvie, Pat, Caleb. It's just, it's shocking to see the way these guys, the things that they're doing and the things that they're pushing for. So, yeah, it's most definitely still going. Definitely make a lot of progress, but I don't think I'm the best person to give you information on that. But yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate your answer.
Yep.
Okay, time for two more. Jason Kersey again.
Yeah, hey, DeShaun, after Kenneth left, I think a lot of people thought you might move into the Mike spot. Can you give us an idea of where you're playing right now?
Everywhere. I've always played Mike and Will, since I've been here. And I think that I still get probably about even reps of both. I think it's one of those things we're probably still figuring out just which is best for, what we've got in our room. But, I know both in and out. I'm comfortable with both. So, whichever it is, I'll be ready to go.
And our last question will be from Lee Benson with KWTV.
Hey, Sean, this is a simple question, but you've talked about it a couple of times already, how badly you want to play this fall. And knowing that a couple of conferences aren't playing this fall, they're trying to play in the spring. Keep all that in mind. Just what does football mean to you? And not just the game, but everything that comes along with the game of football.
Yeah, it's fun. It's freedom. It's opportunity to chase being the best at something, which is rare. But on top of that, it's just, it's so fun. You're with your friends. It's just, what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't know. It's in my head somewhere, but yeah, it's something that I know, I will be happy and at the top, just the most joy in my heart playing football. And I think that's where my decision came from. It was really simple for me. I just want to play football.